Let's come back to Ghana now, and there's a story on the front page of the Herald newspaper I would like us to focus attention on. It talks of Flagstaff House cautioned on Ghana water mafia. And the story basically talks, okay, maybe let me just take a paragraph of the story. Then maybe we'll know what the story is really talking about. But basically it's talking about certain people deliberately sabotaging government so that their investments, in quotes, will remain very viable. Now, it says the Herald insiders at the Ghana Water Company Limited are raising alarm on the possible plot to sabotage the free flow of the 20 million gallons of potable water being pumped to Adenta, Medina, East Legon, and other parts of the city in furtherance of their private water delivery business. I think I'll just make do with that particular introduction. Now, Mr. Langdon, do you think this is something anyone would do, sabotage government so that their businesses will thrive?
No. I don't think. I think this is a story that is so misplaced. To be honest with you, I can't see how. And they are referring to who? Tanker driver suppliers.
Well, the story goes on to say that there are certain people within the Ghana Water Company Limited who have investments.
You know, there are people who are in Ghana Water who, perchance by virtue of their technical capacities, are doing their own private water business, but they are in no position to sabotage Ghana Water. The problem we are having about this $20 million gallon per day water project that has just been commissioned is that this has been commissioned, and there are a lot of challenges. A lot of people are saying that they should stop supplying the water so they begin to address a lot of the problems. That is something I agree with. Maybe not necessarily stop it, but they can, like, I heard, I think my MD or one of his top people saying that instead of the water coming continuous, they are going to stagger it. Like, it comes today, they set off tomorrow, and it comes the following day, etc. Because these are pipes that haven't flowed with water continuously for nearly 15 years or so. All of a sudden, you have a new water supply system that is pumping water at high pressure. What do you expect? There will be leakages and pipe bursts all over. The wastage and loss will be so high that it is in the only interest of water to just take their time, allow people to sort out their own domestic plumbing problems, and also allow the water distributor and supplier to sort out the problems in the distribution system. Because they showed, one of the TV networks showed, water gushing out in all kinds of, I mean, the pipes are burst under some building, and you see the water gushing out. When Wager, a few years ago, they had their rehabilitation, new pumps and everything was in. So what happened? Water pipes were bursting all over Accra because some of the pipes had been there for donkey's years, and you have this heavy pressure coming through. The pipes were bursting. You see, so this is the problem, and this has to be addressed. I think that, you know, and we've always had this problem. Some years ago, they said somebody had imported chemicals that should last 300 years. Somebody had ordered stationery that should last 20 years, and that kind of thing. We should stop this type of thing. Let us look at things in a very collective way. You know, there are genuine problems. Let us look at the genuine problems and attack it, rather than thinking that, oh, because somebody suggested that this project should be stalled or should be slowed down for other things to be done, it means that they are trying to sabotage Ghana Water because of their own interests. I think when we do that way, we are not helping ourselves.
I get your perspective, but this particular situation as it stands now is that water is supposed to be flowing constantly.
Yes.
Now, there's no such suggestion that we should stagger it, at least for now. But some way, somehow, the water is not flowing.
No, but I'm telling, well, I haven't read the story, but I have also heard from
But Joy News has interacted with a number of people, a number of residents in Adenta, and many claim the water flowed on the very first day.
That's right.
And they haven't seen any water since.
Yes, because when the water flowed, I'm saying that I have also heard the MD, and I think he went to the Deputy Minister, and they went on an inspection. And they were saying, and what they are saying is not something that I think anybody should be surprised about. It's something that actually we should expect. Water hasn't flowed through these pipes for over a decade, close to 2 decades. So the waste and loss will be such that if it is not arrested, then the project that has been done has been a waste of money. You are just going to spend a lot of money and investment to process and get good drinking water, only to pour it down the drain. And that is exactly what is happening now. So if they have commissioned it and there's so much wastage going on, I think it is reasonable for everybody to expect that they should, at some point, stop it. You even need time. If you have a pipe burst in your house, you will need to shut off the supply, at least at a local point, to repair the damage. And so if they, and the thing is so widespread in the lorry stations, in the market areas, in the residential areas, by the roadsides, it's like water springing everywhere. So I think the reasonable thing to do is to stop the production at supply at some days, solve the problems, renew the supply when you see more leakage until such time that the loss rate is manageable. Then it can be running for 24 hours. After all, the capacity of the project is $40 million. It's 40 million gallons a day. And they have only started with 20, which just shows you that as a project, this is what they expect to do. They will start gradually until, because if they were to pump all the 40 million initially, can you imagine the kind of best problems we'll be having? Yeah, so this is the right way to go. I won't want to go by this way at all.
Dr. Zinapo, is it not possible that people, for obvious reasons, would want to make the government unpopular and sabotage it, not really get it to do? Obviously, if the pipes are not flowing as fluently as we expect them to, one can quickly just say, oh, yet again another failed promise.
I think, first of all, I happen to have lived in at Asarbutre for about 4 years.
Okay.
Before I moved to Kaswanyanyan. When I was at Butre, we never saw pipe water. Now I'm at Kaswanyanyan, we don't see pipe water. And, I mean, sometimes to even get the tankers to bring you water is a problem. I agree with Mr. Landon on this issue that, look, if you haven't had water for 20 years or 15 years, definitely the pipes are going to be rusted. And we are talking of 20 million gallons of water, the pressure that is coming. Definitely most of these pipes will burst. And that's notwithstanding, I wouldn't be surprised if people who probably are in position of authority would one way or the other not be happy that, look, this is a system that is going on and is going to affect their business. I mean, we are human beings. Not everybody will be a good person and not everybody will reason reasonably. But I think whether there are mafias who want to sabotage the system or not, the people who are in charge should be mindful of that and should be able to come up with mechanisms to address them. I think it's a little bit worrying and unfortunate that the Ghana Water Company didn't do at least tests, what do they call it? Test running. Before, because with such issues you have to do test running and know where the pipes have problems before you even open it up. But when you open the pipes, knowing very well that these waters are going to gush out and you can't let it go waste and you shut the pipes, definitely people are going to complain. But I think it goes to tell you that, look, there's water at the end of the day. We are talking of so many communities that have been hit with water shortage for a very long time. Like it or hate it, these pipes will definitely be repaired. The pond water is there, you understand? So the issue of water shortage at that area is going to be a thing of the past in future, because when the pipes are solved or when the pipes are repaired. But I think, my brother, the most important thing when it comes to this water issue is about management. It's not just about building the dam. It's not just about pumping the water out. But are people going to pay for the water? That is very, very important. Because, look, you can have this pump, whatever it is. If you are not able to get money back, if you are able to get revenue, it's not going to be sustainable. And that is where I will call on the Ghana Water Company to be very, very prudent when it comes to revenue collection. And it's not just with Ghana Water Company, even with electricity company. I, for one, look, I put a meter in my house since March. I have not been billed. I've gone to the electricity company 3 times to tell them, look, I haven't had a bill. They are asking me to go and look at the meter, write the meter number and bring it back to them. So there's no sense of seriousness when it comes to revenue collection, because most of these companies are deemed to be abanyajuma. You know, they are deemed to be government businesses. This pond water, whatever that is built at a cost of about 270-something million. It's
about 273 million US dollars.
When are they going to get the money to pay it off? That is something that, look, we've built this water treatment plant at this cost. We expect that within this period, we should be able to get the money back, you understand, get the money back and use it to build another dam, maybe around my area at Kaswanyanyan. That is very, very important. So I mean, it's good news that at least water is flowing, and we are talking about a lot of communities. We are talking of Adenta, we are talking of Medina, Buche,
and all.
I mean, a whole lot of areas. And these are highly populated communities. So I think it's good. But they should try and do their work.
I see. So at least this paper is cautioning the government that there could be possible sabotage.
Yeah, I don't think it's the paper that needs to caution government. The government needs to be mindful of that, and that is why I indicated.
So is government not aware that?
I don't know, but that is why I started by indicating that look, government should have done not government. I mean Ghana Water. It's Ghana Water Company. Ghana Water Company should have done test transmission. Yeah. You understand? That's number one.
Okay.
And with that test transmission, it shouldn't even have been 1 day. It should have been a period, maybe 6 months. So you let the community know, look, for the next 6 months, we are going to do test transmission. Water will come in and out. So when the pipes are closed, don't think that. But at the end of the day, if everything is done, you get water forever.
So could it be possibly that they wanted to actually do something like that, but probably pressure from government?
Why would government be putting pressure?
Maybe government wants to save face. Let you know that they are doing something this Christmas.
I know.
You see, when it comes to testing, they will have to test the pumps, test the transformers, because it uses a lot of electricity as well.
Did I say test transmission?
No, test run. No, I said they have to test the transformers.
No, I'm talking about.
No, you said test run.
Test run. Okay.
Of course, they have to do test run. They have to do test run of the whole thing. I'm saying that they will do the test run, but maybe they will just limit it to the pumps, the transformers, and some of those things. But it should have been like he's saying. They should have sent it through. But if you remember, when the Kofeda Water Project was done, the Minister for Works and Housing was Honorable Hakma Usajman. That project was something that was dear to his heart. He was a member of parliament in that area. And they hadn't had water for decades, just like this one. And it was also a campaign promise. Now, what happened was that when the project was completed, they did the test run. The water ran through the pipes, and you see, because there's a lot of farming, there were a lot of damaged pipes in the bush. So it took many months before the whole thing was finally restored. Now, by the time they went to do the official commission, and of course, they want to do the president comes to do the commission, etc. Meanwhile, the president is very busy, he's traveling here and there and the other. So by the time they do the commission, some people say, oh, what are you talking about? But this water has been flowing for all this time. Why are you not coming to tell you? And they made noise about it. So you can see a situation where here, for example, is a president who, one of the charges against him, as this year is ending, that he has given so many promises, well done. So, probably like the suggestion I think you made, that there's so much in head. Okay, let us wait. We've tested everything. Now that everything is going. When I press the button and people open the tap,
let water flow.
Then there used to be an advert on the TV some years back. When I wanted to, when you went to open it, I think that's what the president was expecting. And when people in Adenta open their tap, so the president pushed the button. But then these are the consequences of such an action. There will be the leakages. Once it has shown that yes, the water reaches Adenta, it reaches Ashadebutri, it reaches everywhere. Fine, they can shut it off for 2 days, address all the leakages, switch it on again, and then So that's another way of. But I don't think it's sabotage.
But very quickly, I think beyond the political capital that is gained by a president or a political party, my position on these issues is that look, every government is brought into power to provide us with these amenities, be it water, electricity, roads and stuff like that.
So no government should probably be touting itself as doing something significant.
Of course, government will, but that shouldn't be the benchmark for assessing the government. Because those are things that we need to provide. Of course, the speed and the rate at which those facilities are provided distinguishes what party A from party from party B. But I, as an individual who probably lives in Adenta, right? My interest is not whether it's NDC or MPP who provides me water. My interest is to get water. You understand? And that should be the basis. You get what I'm saying? That should be the basis of what? Of governance.
I agree,
so
100%.
I don't know. It shouldn't be always about.
The challenge should be how a government can transform the economy.
That is it.
That should be the challenge. But you see, talking about say Gambia, etc. Yes, like I think you said, that no president in Ghana or ever in the history of Ghana can even dream that he's going to alter our constitution to go another term. No. So, notwithstanding all our challenges and all our problems and all our difficulties and all the quarreling and fighting we do among ourselves, as a country we have moved politically. We have really gone far.
Political stability.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You see, a sitting president actually dies within 24 hours.
A new one is
sworn into power, and the opposition, led by all its leaders, go and pay condolence to the bereaved family, go and congratulate the new president, and assure him that yes, we are congratulating you, but we will meet you at the next election. We'll be campaigning against you, and they go back and life goes on. In other countries, it won't happen. Even look at what's happening in Gambia. There is no apparent successor. Look at Zimbabwe. There's no apparent successor to Mugabe. If anything goes wrong, it will be a disaster. He chose a vice president, you know, who everybody thought in the event of the president. Yeah. No, let's not just use that word. In the event that the president has to hand over to somebody or power has to go to somebody else, this lady will. What happened? All kinds of charges of that he wants to poison the president. Something that everybody knows are false. Then who are they looking at? Fingers are pointing, and maybe it is
his wife.
You said it. I didn't say it.
No, I was just asking.
Well, I didn't mention his wife.
Anyway.
No, anyway, so I'm just saying that these are yeah.
I see. Okay.